Hello all. In this video we will see first C program, that is printf in C. Printf is a output function in C programming language that is used to print some matter to the output screen, that is monitor or screen, whatever you can call. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have already written some piece of code in the dev CPP software. In my previous video, I already told you how we can install dev CPP in our systems. So I will leave that particular video link in the description of this section of video so that you can check out how we can install dev CPP in our systems. And later, please watch this video. So let's get started. So I already written some piece of code here, right? So what I am highlighting now, 1 2 3 4 lines, these are called comments in programming. So comments are the some remark statements, those are ignored by your compiler for execution. These are not part of your execution process. These are simply a remark statement so that the person who is reading your program can understand what this program will do. For that purpose we need to write comments. So comments are suggested, but these are not mandatory. You can ignore or you can write. There is no compulsion to write the comments in program, but it is suggested to write so that others can able to understand your code very easily. So there are two types of comments are available. One is single line comment and another one is multi-line comment. The line number 1, which I am highlighting right now, is a single line comment. Single line comment starts with two forward slash symbols. So the line which I am highlighting now is a single line comment, and line number 2, 3, 4 are called multi-line comments, so that you can spread your comment lines across the lines. So multi-line comments starts with one forward slash and a star and ends with star and forward slash. So whatever you can in between you can write so many lines. These are called multi-line comments. So there are two types of comments, single line comment and multi-line comment. So you can use either of them or both of them as per your requirement. And these are ignored by your compiler. These are just remark statements so that others can able to understand your code, or sometimes we might forget what is the purpose of this program. In order to avoid those situations, we need to write comments so that we can have a good control over the program. Okay, so line number 5 is a header file inclusion or preprocessor directive section. So this starts with hash include stdio.h. So stdio stands for standard input output header file. This stands for standard input output header file. This is the library file which gives you some functions which are common to use, that are called printf and scanf, and some of the other functions as well. So I will tell you what is the significance of stdio.h when it comes to printf statement. Okay, so the next line is int main. So main is the starting point of any C program. Main is a separate function. So main function is the starting point of any C program. Without main, there are no C programs. So main is the starting point of for every C program. So your compiler starts the execution from main function itself. Okay, so what is a function? I will tell you what is a function in C programming. I will tell you later. So let us for now you can assume a function is a piece of code that will perform a task. Okay, so functions are the blocks. Block means a group of statements. So blocks can be denoted as curly braces in C programming. So main function is a block of code that perform a particular task. Okay, so main is a block. I mean, main is a function is a block. So blocks can be identified as curly braces. So in which we can write some code. So this line number 8, 9, 10, 11 are the part of main function itself. Okay. So line number 8, we have written one piece of code called printf parenthesis double quotes hello world and double quotes close, and then parenthesis close and semicolon. Let us try to understand what printf does. Printf stands for print formatted. Come again. Printf stands for print formatted, that is used to print some matter to the output console or monitor or screen. So let us try to understand what is printf, what is syntax. So syntax is a set of rules in programming. Every program has its own syntax. C program also has its own syntax. Syntax is a set of rules in programming that you must follow in order to write the code. Okay. So let us try to understand what is the syntax of printf. Printf, the first printf and followed by parenthesis open, and so what I am highlighting right now that is called a formatted string. Formatted string which is enclosed in double quotes. Okay, and then comma and then arguments list. Argument list. Argument list is common, but formatted string is mandatory. So in line number 8, I only taken formatted string only. Let us try to understand what arguments list later. Let us try to focus only formatted string as of now. So string is a group of characters. A character is a single alphabet. A string is a group of alphabets. You can put other special symbols as well. So string is a group of characters in C programming language. We will see what is strings in upcoming lectures. String is a separate chapter. I will tell you what string functions and what strings does in computer programming in upcoming lectures of C programming language. So printf, and in double quotes I have written one piece of code here, that is hello world. Hello world is a string that can be printed onto the your output screen. Okay, in double quotes you can write anything here that will be printed on the screen. Okay, so we have written 0 here. Written 0 will tell you the successful completion of this function, but there are a lot more internal details involved. What is written keyword does in C programming language. We will see written what is the significance of written in functions chapter in C programming language. So as of now, I will execute this piece of code and let us find out the output of this particular program. So execute, compile and run. So it prints hello world to the console. Okay. Now let us try to put some more printf statements so that we can understand what printf does clearly. So let us try to write some of the printf statements here. By world. So here semicolon is the statement termination. So you need to put semicolon for every statement so that it tells the compiler that it is the end of that particular statement. Okay. Then printf hello India. So we have written some printf statements. Now let us try to execute this piece of code. So let us see how the output looks like. Execute, compile and run. So as you can see, the output comes in one single line. This looks not good, right? This is not at all looking good. So how we can format this kind of output? By using a concept called escape sequence. By using a concept called escape sequence. So after hello world, I need to break the line. So you need to break the line. So after hello world, by world is to be come in next line. By world should come in next line. So in order to do this, you need to put one escape sequence. You need to escape the cursor to the next line. So for this purpose, we have slash n, that is called the backslash n, that is escape sequence. Slash n will take you your cursor to the next line. So after hello world, your cursor moves to the next line, and your compiler start writing by world to the console. And after by world, you need to put again a escape sequence so that by world can be terminated and the cursor comes to the next line, and hello world, hello India is there in the next line, right? And we need to put a slash n so that hello India, after hello India the cursor moves to the next line. That is the purpose of slash n. Slash n is nothing but new line, so it takes the cursor to the next line. Okay, so in this printf statement I only show you what is a formatted string. Formatted string can be enclosed in double quotes, right? And we have not discussed what is arguments list here. Okay, I will tell you what is arguments list in little later in this video. Now let us try to execute this piece of code and let us look how the output looks like. So let us try to save this code and execute and compile and run. Now you can see all the three printf statements are come line by line. Hello world prints first line, by world in the second line, and the hello India comes in the third line. So that is the significance of slash n in the printf statement. Slash n is a new line character or the escape sequence. There are other escape sequences that we can use in printf statements that I will tell you little later in this particular video. Now let us try to close this and let us try to add some more escape sequences so that we can feel much more comfortable in writing printf statements. So there is one more special escape sequence called tab line. So now let us try to understand what tab slash t, the escape sequence called slash t is a tab line. So by world, after by world I need to put some spaces, tab spaces. Tab means you can assume 4 spaces or 6 spaces or 8 spaces depending on your computer architecture. Your tab will work. Okay, normally 4 spaces or 6 spaces can be taken into consideration. Okay, slash t will give you some spaces in between two particular strings. So by world, after that hi world. Let us try to understand what slash t does in this particular piece of code. So we'll see, I will save this particular piece of code and then I will execute this code. So please try to understand the difference here. After by world, there are some spaces in between by world and hi world. So slash t will provide you that spaces so that your output will be formatted in such a way that you will have some spaces between two strings. Okay, slash t will provide you some spaces in between two strings. Okay, this is one escape sequence. There are other escape sequences that we'll discuss in future videos. For now, these two are enough. Okay, so let us try to understand what is arguments list here. As of now, we only see formatted string. We have not seen what arguments list does. Okay, let us try to explore what is argument. There are some synonyms for this: arguments and parameters, function, input. These three are same. Arguments, parameters, function, inputs. These three are same. There is no confusion between these three. These three are same. Arguments or parameters or function inputs. These three are same. Okay. So now let us try to explore arguments list. So in order to do that, I will introduce you to the concept called variables. So variables are the memory location in which a value can be stored. A value can be stored. So A variable is a memory location in which you can store a value. Now let us try to declare one variable, and let us try to assign one value to the variable. So int a is equal to 10. So I have written one piece of line here in the line number 10. So int stands for integer. After that I have given one space. Later I have mentioned a is equal to 10. That means 10 is a value that is stored in variable called a. Okay, a is a memory location. In that memory location 10 is stored. So int is an integer. We can store positive numbers and negative numbers in integers. Okay, so int, the compiler, I'm telling this particular a can only store integers, not the floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are decimal point numbers like 10.5, 11.5. These numbers cannot be stored in integers. Okay, so we need to tell compiler what this particular box can contain. The particular box is called variable. Okay, so now let us try to print this particular a value to the output screen by using printf statement. So printf a value is a value is don't try to write in here. Okay, so why we should not write 10 here? You should not hard code this particular line every time. So now if I change this value, you need to put that particular value here. So every time you are changing variable content, you need to change the printf content as well. So there is a concept called placeholder. Even though if you change the value, that value can be taken into printf statement directly. No need to hard code this particular line every time. So how we can do that? By using a concept called format specifier. Format specifier tells the compiler what format of the data can be printed to the output screen. So for integer, we have a format specifier called %d or %i. You can use %d or %i for the input, for the integer input. Okay, for the integer format. Okay, so in this %d, where I can refer, so that I can take that particular value and then we can print that particular value to the output screen. So for that, you need to put a comma here. So whatever you are going to pass, that is an argument list. So this is a syntax. So whatever we are following after comma is called arguments list. We need to give the parameters so that we can refer in that parameters and try to access those values to in the printf statement. Okay. So a value is %d. In this %d, what value should be referred? That can be given in arguments list. So in which value I should refer this particular %d? A value, a variable. Okay. So a value is %d. In this %d, in which variable I should refer? The variable called a. In that variable a, I have stored 10. That 10 will be printed. Let us try to run this piece of code so that we will have a better understanding how the format specifiers will work. Now see, a value is 10. Now let us try to give more variables and try to print those variables using printf statement. So now I have given b is equal to 15, c is equal to 30. So a is a type of integer, b is a type of integer, c is a type of integer. I will tell you what is a data type in upcoming lectures. Okay, that is a concept called data type. I will tell you what is a data type in upcoming lectures. So I have declared three variables, namely a is equal to 10, b is equal to 15 and c is equal to 30. Now our task is to display these variables in printf statement. How we can do that? A value is %d, b value is %d, b value is %d, and the c value is %d. So all are integer format, right? That's why we are using same format specifier here. So now we need to mention arguments list so that this printf statement will refer that particular variable and then access that value to the output screen. Okay. So after comma we need to mention those variables. So the first %d refer in the variable called a. Next %d should refer in b variable. So you need to separate with comma and then put b value. So this %d, the second %d will refer the second argument list, that is b. Okay, and the third %d should refer in third argument list, that is c. And you need to put semicolon here, that is the end of the printf statement. Okay, so let us try to run this code and let us see how output looks like. Execute, compile and run. Now see the output. A value is 10, B value is 15 and C value is 30. Now let us try to divide these lines into 3 lines. Now how we can do that? With the help of a escape sequence called /n. In between you can put /n as well. /n, so that A value comes in the first line and then B value can separated in the second line. And then /n after B value so that C value comes in the second line, comes in the third line. And no need to put /n here because we have only 3 statements. Now let us try to run this code so that you will have a better understanding of /n. Now let's A value is 10, B value is 15 and C value is 30. So in order to remove these spaces, how you can do that? So remove this space and then rerun this code so that it will be aligned properly. Okay, this is how printf works. In the next video I will show you what is input function in C programming language, that is called scanf. I will teach you scanf in the next lecture. Thank you so much for watching.